Hey, Don Fettuccine, I need a favor. I'm looking for a device that I can use for SRS, but none of that mechanical stuff that's gonna get traced back to me. Can you help me out?
Fat Cody, you come to me. You're coming to the right spot. I'm gonna do you a favor, and I'm gonna hook you up with the Godfather. The rope wrench, just for you. So you wanna climb SRT, SRS, huh? I got an offer you can't refuse. Boom, rope wrench. Designed by Michigan's own Kevin Bingham. Let's check it out. So, the rope wrench. Some of the key details that you may wanna know right off rip: accepts rope from 11mm to 13mm rope. Now the slick pin orientation, on the rope wrench, it has to go in from the right side to the left. There's a specific reasoning why, and that is because there is a little groove on the inside, so that way you don't have to take the slick pin completely out when inserting your rope. Second thing is when you have a soft tether on it, there is a grommet just underneath that head, and that has to be there. That prevents the rope wrench head from collapsing down into the hitch, and it keeps it adjusted and oriented correctly on the rope while you're climbing. Now, in my personal opinion and favorite thing to use with it is a double leg tether. I don't care for the single leg tether too much. Reason why is the double leg tether with my hitch climber pulley setup that I use, it keeps everything streamlined. I usually find that if there is a twist or a kink in it with a single leg tether, I encounter just a little bit of drag, and I'm not a big guy, and on those limb walks, it makes a huge difference. And just as a reminder, the rope wrench is intended to be used on a hitch-based system. There is no mechanical. I shouldn't say that because some people use it and they get, you know what? I will say it. Fuck it. I like a little bit of controversy. The rope wrench is intended to be used with hitch-based systems, not really intended to be used with mechanicals. If I find anybody else is using it, we're gonna have some problems. Capiche? Do like a Robert De Niro. You wanna see this on the truss? Let me tell you what. Tommy! Hey, Tommy! We got the fucking rope set up, okay? Yeah. All right, so we're ready to install the rope wrench onto our rope. It's a super easy step, no tools required at all. And so here I've already got a hitch-based system, Catalone hitch climber, and a DMM Ultra O. Now I could technically ascend up the tree with just this. The problem comes when you actually want to start coming down or descend or moving laterally throughout the canopy. The hitch can actually see too much friction, bite down, burn it out, or lock it up if you suddenly stop. That's where the rope wrench shines, and it must be used on a hitch-based system. It creates such a slight bend, and it takes some of that friction away, allowing you to do those things. So installing it, I got my slick pin open, and I'm gonna install right here. Just give the rope a twist and lock it in. So right now it's locked in, and we need to add it to our hitch climber system, which I just disconnect right there real fast. Line up my Prusik and my double leg tether, and now everything slides through. Now this is what I mean when I was talking about streamline. Everything is in line with the rope, no twist, no kinks, which if it was twisted, you would actually see the drag right here, or versus this way, however you configured it. On your hitch right here and your rope wrench, make sure you have adequate spacing. I usually recommend between 3 fingers. If it's almost touching, you may have to reconfigure the hitch or tie a different one. Now another thing you need to know is that when you're ready to descend, a lot of people get this idea of they need to collapse the wrench head along with the hitch at the same time. That's not the case. Right now, all my weight is introduced into my climbing system. So all you need to do here is grab the hitch, collapse, and right here you'll see the action of the rope wrench, which will add friction to the hitch-based system, which is absolutely critical. And it allows you to descend comfortably and work the tree laterally without having to fuss around with the hitch. Because if you're climbing with a hitch base and you don't have a rope wrench and you begin to come down, move to the sides, that hitch can lock up or just slip on you. So this is definitely required on a hitch-based system. Now, this is something that a lot of people do, including myself. It's a bad habit, but it's a lot of lighter climbers, such as myself, out on limb walks. We don't pack enough body in order to move and collapse the system nice and easily. So when we're out there, sometimes what I have to do is give myself a little bit of that hip movement to get the hitch to collapse along with the head. So that's a quick little tip, because general practice, you don't want to do this right here. You don't want to collapse the head and the hitch at the same time. This is against their specification guides from ISC Wales, so this is a big no-no. Try to avoid doing that. I know it's a hard habit, and I picked it up accidentally. You know, nobody told me this. I just ended up stumbled it, and I was like, oh, this makes it easy. Come to find out, not supposed to. Rope wrench, you don't need any tools for it. It's super easy to use, and it's one of my personal favorites that I continue to use. You know, I don't use mechanicals too much, but when I come to SRT, I'm always on a wrench about 95% of the time. So there you have it, okay? The godfather of the SRT climbing devices. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Visit us at bartlettman.com, and as always, climb safe. Don't forget about it.